Hello, greetings one and all. I am your host for the evening, Devar Akbaron, and I welcome you to the game show where we say it's okay to be confidently wrong.
I thought everybody was going to say that all at once, but no.
Devar did not give us a cue, so we wanted him to have the spotlight.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
Communication already is an issue.
You need to learn to accept the fact, Madhog, that you are not the host tonight.
Right. That's why,
Now,
honestly, I'm looking forward to do as little amount of work as possible for tonight's show.
That way we can tell to the audience that these are not scripted.
now then, introducing first our regular, the man of many cheeky retorts, Icy Pal.
Hello.
He is cheeky.
And then we have our usual game show presenter turned contestant for the evening. Give it up for Madhog, thy master.
Can I beat the allegations tonight?
And finally, the contestant with the most victories under his musical scores on this show and current champion of musical notations, hedonistic actor, aka Mati Mali.
Devar,
Yeah, thank you.
did you have this entire presentation written down?
Somewhat. Now, we are all familiar with what typically happens on this show, but things are a little different today, as in this episode, I am hosting.
Oh,
And as
phew.
usual, we have 3 tiers to get through, and as we go through each round, the difficulty will be raised each time, as well as to delve into video game musical knowledge.
So is Dantan a contestant or a host, or?
We'll get to that.
Shh.
Before we start proper, though, let us all kneel respectfully to the one that dictates and controls the scoreboard. Ladies, gentlemen, gender fluid, non-binaries and germs, bow down to the king of points himself, Dantan Stormkeeper.
From a sound that will change the world.
We are not worthy. I am so proud of you, Your Majesty.
Shut up,
Wow.
peasant! Sit
Wow.
down and you will accept your points when given.
Oh, I am not
Wow.
worthy. I am not worthy. I am not worthy.
Look at that ass kisser.
My leisure points. How fares your mood this night?
My mood is acceptable.
Is this my
Oh,
fault?
Oh wow, this is that's more than usual for his mood.
Yes, so please refrain from angering the king of points.
Is this my fault? Have I inspired this entire monarchy situation?
More like mocknarchy.
So yes, while I am the one hosting, asking the questions and trying to grill an answer from you 3, the one person you have to satisfy with nothing more than the correct answer and not invoke the ire of is the king of points. Every time we complete a tier, we will check back in with him for the score to see which one of you is winning with the most points on this show. I will say that this list has been made by the both of us. While we both have had a lot of overlap, there are still a few pieces of music from games that one of us is more familiar with over the other. But more importantly, I want to lay down some ground rules. Because this is our episode, where we host, we are changing the rules up slightly.
How dare you?
We will not deduct points from you if you don't buzz in, but we will cut you off if you struggle to answer when you do buzz in. So be mindful to have an answer prepared. Also, unless specified by one of us, franchise titles will be accepted, but if you know the exact title a piece of music comes from, you will get 1 single extra point for the correct answer on top of the usual allotted points connected to the tier.
Okay. How dare you change my baby without my consent? My explicit consent, but I understand. Okay, go on, King.
Get a peasant!
I'm organizing an uprisal as we speak.
Right then. So, with all that said, shall we begin the show for the night and head on to Tier 1?
I don't know, I'm a bit tired.
Shut up, peasant.
You cannot say that to me, Icipal. You're not king.
That's my bit. Shut up, peasant.
Okay, guys, you know I already struggled to not confuse the two of you. This does not help.
Right then. So, everyone, we're going on to Tier 1. The section where it's either one of the first pieces of music that's heard in a well-known title that dirty casuals know the tunes of, or it's a game that we know one of you has played before.
Oh, you cheeky swords.
So, with that said, I think there's no time like the present, while we're young, to basically play the first very obvious track of the night. Marty Mally.
Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
That's
Correct.
2 points to Matti Bali.
Man. I was
We are.
I was 1 millisecond late.
Yep, you are correct. It is the Hyrule Field theme from Link to the Past, specifically. This tune will pop up in the Legend of Zelda series a few times over the years, but it's well known in the Super Nintendo era. I had to cut up the track here because it has a very overly long intro originally, so it'll be interesting to see if any of you recognize this particular piece. Madhog?
Are you sure Matti wasn't before me?
No, Madhog.
Okay. Well, it's a Final Fantasy, isn't it?
You are correct, it's Final Fantasy, but do you know which one?
And now that's the question. I'm going to say 7?
You be correct then,
Yes!
sir.
It is 2 points to the peasant.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Okay.
Right, okay.
Here's the issue. Now, I'm encountering the classic issue that some contestants have had in the past, in which, on your end, I've answered first, but on my end, it looks as though Matti answered first.
Yeah, it looks that on my end
That's-
as well, but
My end as well.
I
Of
was willing to
course.
give it to you.
Of course, but like I said, this is based on what I'm seeing on my end, so...
I am not disputing the decision. It's advantageous for me in this case, but just keep
I'm
it in
sure.
mind.
If you were in a first endeavors and then it was the first, like, God intended.
I guess
I'm
it
sure
was.
that with time Matti will get over this shock.
Matti,
Luigi's Mansion.
you be correct, sir.
God damn it.
4 points to Matti Bali.
I
Four?
pl-
4?
Four.
Well, I mean 4. He's got 4 right now. He's got 2.
Right.
Sorry, I basically was calling out the points instead of what points I was giving him.
Yeah, that could be
Okay.
confusing, Your
Yeah,
Majesty.
that was confusing me as well. I wish you...
Yeah.
I know.
wish,
so I
I know
already
Matti is winning too hard already. What's up with that?
Without wasting any more time... Ah, yes, this piece of music. Madhog?
Castlevania?
You be correct, sir. But can you tell me which one, if you are able?
Rondo of Blood?
I'm sorry, you will not get the extra point.
Well, it's fine. It's still 1 point.
Yes, it's still 1 point. Interesting thing about this particular piece of music, it is technically Alucard's theme from Symphony of the Night, but it is not the version from the original PlayStation release. It is from Judgment, the fighting game on the Wii.
Would you have accepted the Symphony of the Night as an answer?
I probably might have done, since it's the origin of where the piece comes from. But then again, since it's the Judgment version, I might have been cheeky on that one.
Yes, I would have never guessed the Judgment. Nobody would have ever guessed the Judgment. That's a tier 2 or 3, at least.
By my judgment, he wouldn't have got it. So the king would decree.
Okay, Kingly.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's why he's the king and I'm not. Anyway, so I'm gonna say this. Castlevania Judgment gameplay not that interesting. Character designs pretty damn, not
Awful.
great. I wouldn't say awful, just more. It's not what I expect from Castlevania, the style and direction, but also bloody fantastic music though. That's the only thing that's great about it. Anyway, so on to track number 5. One of you should recognize this piece, but I'll be interested to see if you do. Madhog.
Wow, I wonder if it's Simon the Sorcerer.
You would be correct, sir.
And I wonder if it's Simon the Sorcerer 1 specifically.
Specifically, it is.
Oh, you don't say.
The peasant is correct. He gets 2 points.
You are seriously trying to nail me with a game we both played at the same time?
This is tier 1, Madhog. I was challenging your memory.
I am definitely going to remember the adventure games from my childhood.
Of course you will.
Thank you for putting it there.
Well, I had to put it there, but I didn't want to make it too obvious.
In fact, if I may, Your Majesty, this is the theme that plays specifically when you venture into the witch's house, or the screen where the witch's house is.
Yes, you would be correct on that front as well. But you still only get the points that we allocate to you.
Well, I had to try.
Okay. On to track number 6. Madhog again!
That sounds like Streets of Rage?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not.
Aw. Well, can't win them all.
Okay. Mati Mali.
Is it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time?
I see why you think that, but no, it's not. Icy Pal, would you like to hazard a guess?
Cadillacs and dinosaurs?
I'm afraid not. You're going away from the company now that made this game. But Mati was close. A classic called Sunset Riders.
Oh God! Fucking damn it!
Jesus! Calm down, Icy Pal! Jeez!
I must admit, I am very surprised that no one got this one.
Because it has been, 20 years since I played that
Davar,
game while during my family vacation on Cyprus. There was the
Davar and
arcade
Your
machine
Majesty,
there.
I'm going to complain on this. Sunset Riders is at best a tier 2 selection.
Yeah, I have never even heard of that game.
That's not such a well-known game.
Actually, I will disagree with you on that one because one of the aspects of the tiers that I set is that either you've played it, or it's well talked about and is well known in the wider space of the video game industry.
Is it
So
though?
it is.
It
A
is.
lot.
I feel it is.
Sunset Riders is a very popular game that literally everyone talks about from that era.
It is very good.
I am going to agree to disagree on that.
Yeah.
Well, you are a peasant, so you don't get an opinion.
You shut up, you double peasants. You don't even have points. You're a triple peasant.
So I'm worthy of 2 peasants, and you are worthy of maybe 1 at best.
I'm a bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie, you mean? It's a bagusi.
The king requires order, peasants.
Yes, order indeed. Let us continue on to track number 7. Icy Pal.
Helltaker.
Get those points for yourself, sir.
You're seriously putting Helltaker at tier 1?
Yes.
Yeah!
Yes.
Where else would you put it?
Tier 2?
Everyone played it.
You can't be serious.
Yes, I am.
I'm sorry, this piece of particular music gets memed to hell and back.
Everyone
Where?
knows Helltaker.
Where?
Everywhere!
No!
Have you been on YouTube ever?
I even follow the guy who made the game, and he doesn't even memed it that hard as well. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Other content creators do basically use the music.
Everyone knows
This
Helltaker.
This good audience is an example of the phenomenon called pop culture myopia.
Thank you for your explanation there, Matty Malley.
Right then, let us continue on to one of my modern favourites in this tier, with track number 8.
You've been nothing but a thorn in...
Madhog Vimaster?
Wow, I wonder if it's Billy Bust Up.
Of course you would know it, because we
Okay.
played it recently.
So this is my fault for not making this rule clear for everybody, but I don't think it's fair to put in tracks from games that are yet to be released in any capacity, even if this is very well known and out there. In the future, let's keep this in mind.
I will keep it in mind, but for now, it was released as a demo, so I will count it.
No demos, no pre-alpha, and all that in the future. Just to keep this in mind.
No early access.
It's going to be an exception for early access if it's something like Lethal Company, for example.
Shall we go on to the penultimate track of Tier 1, guys?
Do your worst.
Madhog?
Metal Gear Solid.
Nope.
Yeah, I thought so.
Matty Malley?
Contra.
I'm afraid not. And we are out of time. Icy Pal, do you have a guess?
Splinter Cell.
Again, interesting choices you guys are making, but it's not a sneak 'em up. Or stealth game, rather, I should say.
Sneak 'em up. They should be called Sneak 'em up.
This is from a first-person shooter, the first of its kind, called Unreal Tournament.
Okay, fair enough.
59 in particular.
Yes, I should say it's the first of its kind in the fact it was the first of tournament death matches that had no story or anything, was just a multiplayer game. You could play with bots or friends.
Yes, I do remember Unreal Tournament.
I do wonder if Quake 3 came first or not.
Yes.
Did Quake 3 come before Unreal Tournament?
Well, I'm pretty sure Quake 1 and 2 came before that.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
but because Quake 3 was just a pure tournament shooter. It had no single player.
Yeah, I honestly I would have thought Quake 3 came after Unreal Tournament when it got popular, this
It
genre.
would make sense, honestly. Unreal Tournament pretty much popularized the idea of a multiplayer first-person shooter game, from which everything else came about.
I will say that this particular track plays in the main menu of the...
It is so misleading.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah, I've never played any of the Unreal games.
Really?
I've only played the single players, the first and the
I
second.
played a demo, and that's it.
Both were too boring to finish.
So after a quick check, the king can confirm that Unreal Tournament came first before Quake 3 by a month.
Okay, by a month? So they were being worked at the same time then?
Wow.
Yeah.
Unreal Tournament came out in November
That's
of
incredible.
1999, and then Quake 3 came out in December of the same year.
Interesting.
What a weird coincidence.
What a world.
So it might have, so if you switched it, it could have been that Quake 3 could have had that crown before Unreal Tournament.
Yes. What
Interesting.
a world.
Anyway, on to the final track of Tier 1. This might be super obvious. No takers.
Maybe it wasn't as obvious as you thought.
I would have thought so. Okay, Icy Pal.
Code Vein.
Afraid not, Madhog.
Mark of Cree.
Oh, sorry, no. Matty, do you have one?
Maybe Disgaea?
No.
Nope, not this guy. I'm afraid to tell you this, guys. This is from Nier Automata.
So
yeah.
I am afraid of what Tier 2 and 3 will bring with time, because I just realized what you guys consider to be Tier 1 selections versus what I would consider normally Tier 1 selections. So this is going to be interesting for me specifically.
One interesting piece of trivia I will tell you about the music of the Nier series, specifically Automata and games in the series, is that the language that is sung in this is a mishmash of English, Japanese, French, and other languages thrown in for good measure. And they had several people sing that were able to speak multiple languages in order to sing these pieces of music.
So you need to modify a Latin a little bit, add a little bit of Sumerian, and spice it up with ancient Greece.
Pretty much. It's a very weird thing to go in the direction of, but you can't argue with a crazy man like Yoko Taro and his lot.
Well,
I mean, you could, but you'd lose.
Well, I mean, you could argue that he's not that good of a writer in the first place, but you would probably lose anyway, because he wouldn't care about your opinion.
And he ripped the shirt off you.
Well, it's not going to be as hard as he rips himself off with his own stories. I have only one thing to say about this, guys.
What would that be?
This cannot continue. This cannot continue. This cannot continue. This cannot continue. This cannot continue.
Oh, but it can, because I'm sure the king dubs it so.
Yes, the king decrees that we should continue.
This can continue. This can continue.
And before we return to the King of Points to see how we're doing, we're on to the first bonus round.
I just realized you guys never asked for the audio clips that I would usually play at this point in time.
Put them in yourself.
You can put it first.
No. Everything is going to be left as it is.
We've come to the first exclusive section for our experiment, and this one is called Recall That Song.
Oh no, we're all going to lose.
I'm going to read to you, in the most neutral tone I can muster, lyrics that comes from a piece of music that's from a video game, obviously. If you get the answer right instantly on the first verse I read, you will get 5 points. However, each time I have to tell you another verse of lyrics, will take 1 point away from the pot until you're left with only 2 points.
Until there is nothing left to smoke on the pot.
So, with that said, the first verse I will read to you. I'm here to go beyond my limit, not to compromise, and you can tell me if I mean it looking in my eyes. 'Cause I've been waiting for my moment to strike, so come close, let me show you what it's like. And Madhog, you are confident to have an answer?
That sounds like a Sonic Frontiers.
Right then. Music, music. Is it Sonic Frontiers?
That sounds like Sonic Frontiers to me. Yep, that's Sonic Frontiers.
Yep, you were
You can
correct
give me
on
my
that
5
one.
points, Mr. Davar.
You have won the 5 points.
Yes!
You have a good memory on lyrics, sir.
I have
You
a
may
good
take your 5 points, peasant.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I never want to hear you ever again try to complain about your memory, Madhog.
Okay, so with that said, oh, King of Points, bestow upon us the knowledge of who is winning so far.
Well, the king says in third place with 2 points is Icy Pal. In second place with 4 points is Matty Mally. And in first place with a whole 12 points is the peasant Madhog with 12.
I am King Peasant as of now. I have to say, winning feels very good.
I know.
Madhog, you do not want to jinx yourself.
I don't expect that the score right now will reflect the score that we shall have by the end of the night. But let me just savor the moment.
Oh, of course, I will let you savor the moment as much as you want, as much as you like.
Savoring,
Now,
savoring, and done.
we're on to tier 2, guys. This section is filled with pieces of music from well-known games you may have heard being shared and talked about, or it's a piece of music played at a later point in the game, which includes pieces of music that is only played once, or it's a piece of music you might have heard of or recognize.
I still maintain Sunset Riders should have been here.
Well,
Yeah.
you'd be wrong.
Whatever.
Yes. Okay, so let us go on to tiers 2. Marty Mally,
Soul Blazer.
You are correct, sir.
Oh boy.
how many points will that be, my liege?
Well, normally it's 2, so he now has 3 points.
I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of the Quintet trilogy.
I'm
Me
a fan.
too.
I'm a fan of Soul Blazer, specifically of the Quintet trilogy.
Isn't this a tier 3 choice?
No, because a lot of people still talk about this game, but not as much. So it's not exactly, let's say, unheard of in the video game space.
Okay.
Okay, on to track number 12. Madhog?
Final Fantasy Mystic Ruins.
No.
Okay.
You tried. I appreciate that.
Besides, it's Mystic Quest.
Did I say Mystic Ruins by mistake?
Yes.
Yes, you said Mystic Ruins again. I thought
That's-
it was intentional on your part to be a
No.
goofy goofer.
Well, I didn't try to be a goofy goofer this time, but I'm glad I made a mistake.
Okay.
Oh, Butterfingers.
Okay, continuing the track. Are there no takers for
It's
this
a good
one?
track.
Marty? Oh, well, Icy Pal?
Skies of Arcadia.
No! Marty?
Xenogears.
No!
No.
It's Soul Calibur 2!
I would never recognize Soul Calibur 2.
This is a piece of music that plays when you go against your destined rival in the arcade mode.
It does sound fitting for Soul
I
Calibur.
mean, I don't play tournament fighters in general.
How about Soul Calibur 3? Because this piece of music actually appears in Soul Calibur 3 as well.
I may have heard of it in Soul Calibur 3, but that is a game that I have only played with my friend because she's the one who owns it.
The VAR.
And not that much,
generally
honestly.
in fighting game circles, Soul Calibur is well known.
It is well known, and Soul Calibur 2 is considered the most popular of the fighting game genre with weapons.
The VAR.
Really? Because what I have heard, it's usually Soul Calibur 3 that gets the considered
No,
the best
no. Take it from me.
Yes.
Take it from me, who's a Soul Calibur fan, who's on the heartbeat of this series.
Okay, the VAR. Welcome to my world, a world of frustration.
It's not frustration. It's more amazement, honestly. For me.
Really? It really does surprise you this much?
No, not really. It's just that it's like I said. You may recognize it. It's more the fact that people assuming Soul Calibur 2 wasn't the popular of the series. But anyway.
I don't know, and I don't want to get into that.
Okay, so on to track number 3 of this tune.
Oh, God damn it! I know this one!
Icy Pal,
Freedom Planet.
God damn it!
can you specify which one?
Second.
Nope, but you still get the point for Freedom Planet at least.
Yep, don't get the extra point.
But
I knew the frustration. I'm livid.
Welcome to my world, peasant.
yes,
Yeah, I would have said Kirby's Epic Yarn. It's very similar to its final boss music.
I want to say that this particular track from Freedom Planet plays when you fight Prince Dale.
Yes,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember it. I remember it all too well now.
And that is actually my most favorite track from the entire game. Just because I want to stroke my own need to listen to this piece. Kneel and surrender.
My beautiful creation!
What the heck?
He's pandering.
Yes, the king is pandering to you.
Okay. I just wanted to listen to the violin.
No,
God
I
damn the
understand.
violin.
I understand that feeling all too well, Dabar.
Yes. So, okay. So, with that said, and for you guys being patient with me, we'll just go straight on to track number 4 of Tier 2. Icy Pal,
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
you be correct, sir, and take the extra point. Have you guys noticed about the placement of this particular piece of music then?
Do you mean in the game or in the show?
In the show.
Well, it's Bloodstain. It's usually on tier 2 by default.
Yes, but Do you know?
Actually, I usually put it on tier 1, come to think of it, never mind.
Yeah, Castlevania was in the 4th at tier 1, and now this one is 4th at tier 2.
Yeah, Bloodstained is technically not Castlevania. Well, I mean, it is, but it's not part of the franchise for copyright
spiritual
reasons.
successor.
Yes.
Yes, but saying that, Mati, I'm glad you noticed the detail I did. Put it in the same position. Also, this is actually my favorite track from the game, and everything else afterwards feels kind of like mediocre. Anyway, so on to the next track. Madhog.
Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
No. I knew you were going to keep that promise. Icy Pal.
Company of Heroes 2.
Afraid not. I see why you thought that. And it's over. Mati, you buzzed in.
Suikoden.
It seems no one got the answer for the track you picked, my liege.
Yes, the correct answer was Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun.
Oh.
Ah.
Specifically plays when you're on the map choosing a mission. Command and Conquer has its fan base, let's put it that way. A passionate one.
I probably only recognize Hellmarch from those games.
Of course, because everyone recognizes that one.
Was Tiberian Sun the first or the second one?
It was the second one. Tiberian Dawn is the first one.
Tiberium Wars was the third one, and Tiberium Twilight was the fourth one that no one likes to talk about.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Exactly.
Well, that just seemed like a bunch of words you've strung together.
Well, my mama didn't raise me a liar.
Okay, let's go on to the next track in this tier. Madhog.
Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
I'm afraid not.
Okay, fine.
Mati.
Fire Emblem?
No. Icy Pal?
Age of Empires 2.
No. I kind of thought this might be the one that tripped some of you up, but Icy Pal, you're going to kick yourself. It's Skies of Arcadia.
Classic.
Well, in my defense, I have never played it. I just know that you like it.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay,
there was
then.
this confusion last time as well.
Right then. So, with that said, and no more dawdling, let us go on to the next track. To soothe our souls a little bit. Madhog?
Shantae?
No.
Okay.
Icy Pal?
Sakura Wars.
No.
Carry this soul away from the dry lands. In the sun we see, fighting over life.
Okay, I think that's enough of that one. Matti, would you like to take a guess?
Legend of Mana.
I'm afraid not. I'm surprised that none of you got this one since this piece of music appeared in Super Smash Bros. It is Calling to the Night from Metal Gear Peace Walkers.
Oh.
So is this
Yeah.
from Brawl?
Yep,
Oh.
it appeared in both Brawl and Ultimate because Snake appears, and this piece of music appears in Shadow Moses Island stage.
Yeah, I don't play tournament fighters.
My only personal experience of playing in Super Smash Bros. Is playing a little bit of Melee.
Okay, so Davar, could you clarify something?
Yeah.
Would you have wanted Metal Gear Solid or Smash Bros. As an answer?
I would have wanted the original Metal Gear because since it's not a remix, it's not a redo, it is just taking the original piece of music and just putting it in the fighter. So you would have been close, but you would have been no cigar if you chose Smash Brothers.
I would have
probably
never
would have given
chosen
him-
Smash Brothers after hearing that. Are you kidding me?
So what are you about to say, Danton?
I probably would have given him half a point if he said it was from Smash Brothers.
Half a point. No
Yeah,
wonder
you know. Well, what I mean by that is that he would have got 1 instead of 2.
All right
three.
then. Okay then. Okay, so after Metal Gear, let us go on to digging into this one. Matti,
Scarlet Nexus.
I'm afraid not. I think that's enough of that one. Madhog.
Devil May Cry?
No. Icy Pal.
Shadowrun Hong Kong.
I'm afraid not on that one either. This is from Lost Judgment, Yakuza's side series.
Wow.
It slightly reminded me of the music from Yakuza, but no cigar.
Yeah, what are you about to say, Matti?
Yeah, only what I recognize from those games is the dummy dummy.
I think you said that last time as well.
Yes.
I remember.
Okay.
That would definitely be in tier 1 if I had to put that in. But yeah, this particular piece of music is the final boss fight from Lost Judgment, and it is an absolute banger. It is the only piece of music I remember that has stuck with me, because anything else kind of gels and doesn't stick with me.
Never played any of the Like a Dragon games.
Yeah,
Just watched some Let's Plays.
right then. So with that said, the penultimate tier 2 track. Matti,
Legacy of Kain Blood Omen.
you would be correct, sir.
If anybody
A man
was going
after my
to guess
own heart,
that,
the king is impressed.
if anybody was
Do
going
not-
to guess Legacy of Kain Blood Omen, is Matti.
It is a really lovely track chosen by the king, might I say. Solemn Dirge.
Yeah, because all the others, basically, my other choices, Madhog would have recognized it because he used them for the Call of Cthulhu videos.
Don't underestimate my ability to forget the music I use in my own videos.
Okay, so we're on to the final track of Tier 2. Be prepared.
Lion
Disney
King.
copyright.
It is a tearjerker.
What a jerk.
Madhog?
Parasite Eve?
I'm afraid not, but I see why you would think that. Are you ready to guess? Matti?
Radiata Sonata.
No. Icy Pal.
Fallout.
No, that is a far cry away from where this piece of music comes from. I would say it's outer space far, because this track comes from Star Ocean's The Second Story.
All right. Okay. Sure.
Yes. So I'd be surprised if any of you got this one, honestly, but on the off chance you might have heard the track, since everyone and their grandmother who's played The Second Story shares this particular piece of music around a lot.
It's on my wish list.
You mean the remake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the remake is actually a good update to the original game,
Yes.
while keeping the mechanics and whatnot.
So now that tier 2 is out of the way, let us go to the second bonus round.
Okay. Okay, Devar, you're drunk. Go home.
Oh, was this the heaven or hell? Let's rock!
We are throwing in another gimmick. We are basically going to ask you the question of, is it retro or throwback?
What?
Nani?
With so many indie games coming out that emulates the retro style, it is a wonder if any of us could recognize what is truly retro and what is a throwback
I still
to
don't
the
trust this
era.
guy.
Ah.
Who said that?
Who the fuck said that?
So, yes. So in this case, I would like you to answer if you think the track I'm about to play to you, if it's retro with an R or throwback with a T. I'll be intrigued to see if any of you can tell if this is a retro title or if it's a throwback to the
It's
retro
5
era.
points, if I remember correctly, as well.
Yes, it would be 5 points, I think, for bonus rounds.
Yes.
Okay, no gimmick to the points on this one, so be safe in the knowledge of that. The pot is safe. 10 seconds left.
We've all answered already.
Cashew.
And the time is past. And let's see the answers. Interesting. All of you have said throwback. Mati, what makes you think this is a throwback to the retro era?
The sound quality is too clear, and the melody procession is also more complex than I remember from those 8-bit Nintendo tracks.
Interesting. Icy Pal, your reasoning?
I think it sounded to me more like of a throwback than an actual retro title.
And Madhog, what is your reason for going with the throwback?
Oh, the same reasons that Matti have explained, but said with less knowledge on the actual art of music composition.
Right then. I am happy to say
Yes.
that all of you have guessed correctly.
Yes.
This is a
Yay.
throwback.
Good ear, everybody.
You all have good ears to recognize it. This is from a title called Evo Land, a game that homages the entire genre of RPGs and action adventures. The Evo Land has a very interesting gimmick of traveling through time, so to speak, of unlocking modern music and modern menus and everything as you play the game, going through all the errors until you get to the final boss, which is a more modern take on final bosses in action titles. Anyway, so with that
Give us
said,
the points.
give them the points, my liege.
Make it rain.
In my own time. The king decrees that still in third place is Icy Pal with 12 points. In second place is Mati Mali with 15. Not so far behind first place, Madhog thy master the peasant with 17, who's in first.
Ha ha!
Wow, this is a very interesting race. What do you think about your chances as we are about to head into tier 3?
Non-existent.
Madhog, how do you feel about your chances?
I'm feeling cautiously optimistic I will beat the allegations.
Mati, how do you feel about the chances?
It seems really alright.
I like that answer.
I'll be
So
honest with
casual.
you, I think this is the most competition Matti has had in a while.
I know, right? This is I really like this so far.
Yes,
But
me
any-
too. And not just because I'm winning.
Since my first list, I'd say.
Yeah. So everybody, I'm going to basically say I'm gonna step out a little bit for a quick break. So have your waters and whatever, and we'll get back to tier 3.
Drink your legs and stretch your water.
Remember
We'll be
to
right- we'll be-
hydrate from the king, he says.
We'll be back after these messages. Hey kid, do you wanna be so cool that everybody will think you're a god among students? Buy my fucking toys now!
I want it!
Buy my stupid cheap toys, they'll make you cool! Ah!
Have you ever felt not fresh?
Angrily punches you. Buy my toys instead!
You said it.
Yes. All the things have been said.
Kids, don't do drugs. Specifically, don't do the following drugs: methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin, weed, crack. Goes on for 45 minutes.
Chosen one! I'm coming!
Kumpao, Saturday, 9 p.m.
Yes.
I'm going to have a lot of things to cut in post-production.
And that apparently that sound effect summoned me back because your host has returned.
What a coincidence!
So if we do it again, does it unsummon the host?
Wait, no! Don't do that again! Do you... Do you want to get some sleep tonight?
I mean, I'm not. It's by the time we are finishing, it's already too early for me to go back to sleep.
Right then. So, with that said, I think we should get on to tier 3, don't you think?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes!
I changed. Oh no! I retired. Knuckles, say hello to Leon S. Kennedy
Oh no.
from Resident Evil 4
Yeah.
when Ashley dies.
Yeah. So
Leon!
after
Help
those,
me, Leon!
so anyway,
Spoilers.
guys. Okay, guys.
It's a game over screen.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tier 3, everybody. Tier 3 is the section where the music's played are either so deep into the game that you would only hear it on, say, final levels or final bosses, or it's from obscure titles, or it is the ones that we would be pleasantly surprised that you know.
This should be interesting.
So, after the sweet tones of the last tier and the melodic bonus round, let's see how your ears fare with this piece.
Oh, I know this one!
Mati,
That is from the first Resident Evil, and it's some kind of a special edition, where the soundtrack was made by a guy who pretended to be deaf, but they put the wrong instruments and he couldn't say that they were wrong, or otherwise his clues would have been revealed.
Wow!
The king applauds Matty Malley.
I knew this track too, but it took me longer to get to where Matty already is. Gosh.
Wait, that was right.
Yes,
Yep,
that is correct.
It is Resident Evil Director's Cut. Why? What were you going to say, Icy Pal?
Blazing Dragons.
Oh, no. Blazing Dragons has better music than this. I mean, listen to this.
It is amazing that this was approved in any way, shape, or form.
It was actually much worse than that, because he actually had someone else do the music for him for years.
I hope that person was actually deaf.
Nope, no one was deaf involved in this whole thing. Essentially, he just took the guy's music, claimed it as his own, and decided, oh, I'll be deaf because that will make me even more prestigious.
Okay, screw this guy. I was with him up until I heard about plagiarism here.
Yes. So it was much worse. Much worse. So, as an apology to you all for putting you through that awful piece of music.
Outstanding first choice, I have to say.
Let's see if any of you recognize this track.
I'm a medieval man. I'm a medieval man.
Madhog.
It's not medieval, is it?
Nope, it is not medieval.
It would have been funny.
What do you want?
What is this thing?
What do you want? What do you want? Why do you keep touching me?
What the hell is this thing? Nobody knows what this is.
Icy Pal?
Parappa 2.
No, it is not. Matty, would you like to hazard a guess?
Jack and Mickey.
I'm afraid not. It is from a very well-known game, but I have been cheeky here because technically this is a secret musical track that's on the game and can only be played in-game by cheating.
Oh my god, this is almost a final boss contender by that logic.
I will tell the story of
Wait,
this,
I still need to say what the title of the game is. The title of the game is Warcraft 2.
This is Beyond the Dark Portal, the expansion to Tides of Darkness. This is a parody of I'm a Mechanical Man by Frank Klepacki in the original Command & Conquer. And this was left on the disc via a cheat if you typed in Disco. However, people first found the track. If you put it into a CD player, you could play this track, and everyone was trying to figure out how to play it. Years later, I cannot remember the year exactly, I think it's in the early 2000s, Frank Klepacki actually met the composer who did the parody, which is this track, and he said he really enjoyed it.
I'm going to say this is the most Icy Pal choice. I mean Dantan choice, goddammit. This is the most Dantan choice imaginable. I would have put this as the final boss, honestly.
Oh, Madhog, you do not want to know what the final boss we have
No,
is.
I do not. I do not want to know now that you said that.
The next track, then.
You stood, always smiling, ever quiet, ever tender, and I, a lost child, always frightened. I remember that you came and found me blinded by unshed tears. The tears we cry are echoes that tell what tomorrow holds.
I think that should be enough. Anyone who wants to hazard a guess? Matti.
No,
Oh, wait.
I didn't answer.
Oh wait,
No.
sorry.
Madhog.
Madhog.
Fragile Dreams?
I'm afraid not.
No, it's too inspirational for Fragile Dreams. I know.
Icy Pal.
Harvest Moon.
To say that I know you know this series, it's not the one I'm thinking you should know. Matti.
That Nippon Ichi musical game from PlayStation.
I know what you're talking about, but it's not that one.
That would have been my backup answer.
I don't even know the name of that game.
Rhapsody.
Okay, just Rhapsody, nothing else.
This is from the very first Valkyria Chronicles game on the PS3.
Oh, and I played that one too. Oh.
Yeah,
Damn it.
it's also during the spoilers.
I was thinking about saying Valkyria Chronicles, but I was not I didn't actually remember if. Well, first of all, I've only played the first one and the fourth one, and the first one not completely since I played it on my friend's PlayStation. We played it
You
together.
should have gone with your instinct.
But yeah, this is a beautiful piece of music that plays during a very important and tear-jerking scene that makes me cry, honestly, when I hear it.
Yeah, at some point these Eastern role-playing tracks just mold in together, blend in together.
But yeah, speaking of Eastern, let's go with
That's
the next
next
track.
week.
Again,
Okay.
okay, let me continue on, guys. Let me see. Have I got the right track number? Let me just double check. Yes, I do. Give me a moment. Madhog?
Mischief Makers?
No, but I could see why you would feel that's the right answer. Icy Pal?
Voodoo Wins.
No. Matti?
Breath of Fire.
No, but again, I see why you feel this track would be placed there. I'm afraid none of you got the answer right. It is from a game I have mentioned once before on this show. It is called The Twisted Tales of Spike McFang.
Yeah, you did mention it once, exactly once, and then never again.
I decided to bring it back, but because it was several episodes ago, and
Should
by the
have seen
time
that coming.
I made this pick when an episode after I said that, and I was hoping we would have it then, and then it would be like continuity, boom. But no.
Are you going to tell the context for this particular track?
Yep, because the title of the track is the same as the scene it plays in. Celica's illness. It plays when a character has fallen ill and needs a cure or else she dies. It's a comedy game that plays everything seriously and straight, but in
then
a
it has this music.
light-hearted way. In a very light-hearted manner.
It's like the situation is dire, they have to get the cure as soon as possible, but on the way there, they took a passage in a clown car, I guess.
Oh boy. Well, now that I was able to share that about it, let us go on to the next cheeky title I put in. No takers on this one either. Madhog.
Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
I knew I was coming.
That is way too advanced for Mystic Quest.
I wouldn't know.
Icy Pal and Mati, want to take a guess? Icy Pal?
Dark Chronicle.
You
No.
mean Dark Chronicle? Chronicle.
Yeah, it sounds like a illness, doesn't it? Chronicle. Anyway, Mati, what was your guess?
Sonaria spirits or something.
I'm afraid not. I'm sorry to tell you this, guys. I've been cheeky with you.
You said you were going to be cheeky. That's why I said Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
Yes. But I'm cheeky in the fact that I technically already used this series before. But because it's under a different name, it's a different game technically. This is from Soul Blade, before the game series became Soul Calibur.
Ah, that was indeed cheeky, as the kids say.
Yeah, it also basically it also goes under the name Soul Edge, but because of copyright reasons, it had a different name in America and the European countries.
Yes, because some douchebag decided to sue anybody who dared use the word edge in anything.
Was it the member of the U2 band, The Edge?
No.
Was it
just
Edge the wrestler?
No. It was just a guy who owned a company called Edge, and he just made his business just to sue people who used the word edge.
So wait, it didn't produce anything? It just had a company named Edge?
I believe so, if I remember correctly.
That
unless
sounds
is-
pretty ed.
That sounds like the dumbest hoax imaginable.
Yep, it is.
Okay, so
Next thing you are telling me that they are going to try to copyright scrolls.
Well, I have bad news for you.
okay, let us get on to the next musical piece we have in this tier.
This is going as well as I thought it was going to be.
Oh wait, wrong one.
Exactly.
Madhog?
Rhapsody?
No, but I see why you went for it.
Wishing on a dream that seems
Son of a bitch.
I think
He
you
knows.
recognized it.
today into the starlit night. Foolish dreamers turn their gaze, waiting on a shooting star.
I can guess
I'm
it,
s-
nobody
I'm s-
else can.
I'm sorry to cut you off there, lady. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece, but Mati,
Knights.
I'm afraid not. Icy Pal, would you like to hazard a guess?
Witch and the Knight.
I'm afraid not. This is a piece of music that plays when me and Ross were playing the Lunar series. It's from the first one, Silver Star Story Complete. It is the boat song, aka Wind Nocturne.
I
as its
hate you
original.
so much right now.
Why?
I was in exactly one of those streams, and it wasn't that. Let me tell you.
It definitely wasn't. This is one of the more pivotal scenes where Luna is singing on the boat in a full-on AMV style cutscene, and it's a beautiful song. But do not, for the love of God, play the PSP version. They take the translation literally in that one, and the song suffers greatly from it because it turns from a song about trepidation about the future and what will happen and will dreams come true and all that, and turns it into bland love song of will the boy notice me?
They did not turn
really,
into a
though-
song about boats.
No, I think
it's called the boat song because it takes place on a boat.
with
But
a
it's
goat.
about shipping.
Oh no, I get what you're saying now. Anyway, so I was surprised none of you got that. I thought one of you might have guessed it since Ross played it.
Yeah, but I have never played any of the Lunar games.
Do you
but
know
I-
how many years ago this was?
Ages, I know, but still, it was a chance, and I
I'd
would
ship
be
it.
pleasantly.
Ah.
I don't-
Let's give it up. Let's give the floor up to something a bit more harsher. Madhog.
That almost sounds like yeast to me.
I'm afraid it's not yeast, but I do see the resemblance to the series.
It would have been so cheeky of you to put in here a track from that series.
I'm afraid there's a different kind of cheek going on here, I'm afraid, my friend.
Your cheek after I grab it and I twist it.
Hades, get a room.
I'm going to play a little bit more of this track just because I can. Okay, that's enough. Marty, what's your guess?
Atelier?
No, I'm afraid not. Icy Pal, your guess?
Streets of Rage 4.
Oh,
No,
no,
it's not. I can tell you that much for free.
No, this is far too harsh to be Streets of Rage. I'm sorry.
You haven't heard much of the music in Streets of Rage 4.
No, but I know enough to know that it's not this harsh.
You mean hard. That's the adjective you were looking for, hard.
The title that comes from this game is Guilty Gear XX Reload, specifically the Korean version of the game, which replaced the entire music track of Guilty Gear XX and used its own tracks.
I've heard of that, yeah.
That's an insane choice for anything that's not the final boss.
You're welcome.
Of course, it's your choice.
It's a great piece of music, by the way. Love it. It's my favorite next to the boss fight theme from this particular title.
Okay.
Okay, with that said, let us go on to another musical number.
Every time you sail away, I break down and cry. I just want to be with you until the day I die. Nothing is as precious as your love, don't you know? But you stare at the ocean and say you must go.
No takers. Madhog.
I don't know, Def Jr.
No, I'm afraid not. Marty.
Is this from Shantae?
No, it's not Shantae, but the character does wear a similar attire. Icy Pal.
Don't give us hints after we already failed to answer.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh yeah, Leisure Suit Larry, he totally dresses like Shantae. Have you seen how sexy he is?
I'm
With
sorry.
the midriff and everything.
I'm sorry. I think I need to sit down.
I have this amazing image in my head right now, and I cannot unthink it.
I know what you're thinking of, Icy Pal. I mean, sexy woman singing a song, to Leisure Suit Larry. This game is called Alundra 2.
Oh.
The least popular of the 2 games that came out of the Alundra series. This piece of music plays specifically in a cutscene where the Princess Alexia is pretending to be a performer in a harem dancer's outfit called Exalia in a pirate's bar.
Alexia, play sexy song.
Yes. So, I knew no one would get this, but I thought I'd just throw this in there just because...
You might as well have put Limbo of the Lost here.
Oh boy.
Well, people would have got that one.
Would they, realistically?
I would have.
Okay, well, good to know. I'll never use it as the final boss. Oh god, well, can you freaking imagine? I have thought at one time to use that as the final boss. I'm glad I didn't. I'm really glad I didn't.
Yeah,
now I know.
Because I know that song.
My gosh.
Anyway, so on to the penultimate musical track. Marty?
Threads of Fate.
I'm afraid not. I'm sorry.
Can you repeat that for me?
Dredge of Fate.
What?
Say it again, Marty.
Threads of Fate.
Reich of Fate? Rage of Fate? What the hell are you saying?
Threads of Fate.
Dregs of Fate?
Dredge.
Dredge of Fate?
That's
that's
what you were trying to say.
You guys could not
Threads of
pronounce
Fate.
this word to save your life!
Threads of Fate.
Friends.
Okay, now it makes sense. Friends of Fate. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, let me continue on.
Terrible.
Okay, any guesses? Madhog.
Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
A generation too late for you.
Ah, but I was close!
Okay, Icy
You guys
Pal.
really need to make a difference between 16-bit and 32-bit tracks.
Yes. Okay, Icy Pal.
Racer.
No, I'm afraid not. It is from Legend of Dragoon, a PS1 RPG.
That one!
Ah, I know of it.
Yes,
Well,
everyone probably knows of it just because the magazines everywhere were going like, oh, look at this character who looks totally like Cloud Strife. This is a Final Fantasy killer.
And they all sound like Barney Rubble for some reason.
I did not see that ever in any magazines.
Really?
Well,
There's a lot
I
of
think-
magazines
okay, so
in our...
that game was doomed on the fact that it was first released on the Saturn. And then it tried to get on the PlayStation 1, but by that point, Final Fantasy VII already existed, so nobody cared about anything but Final Fantasy VII.
I'm going to go on to the final musical number, which I will definitely be surprised if any of you know this piece of music at all.
Behold, my friend, and You shall see the black gnarl forge, the magic you need. Burn in the fire, turn in the flame, taming the metal to work in my ways. Round through the mountain, round through the fight, forging the metal with power and might, bringing together the forces that be, changing the course of your...
Madhog?
Is this that one weird RPG from 20 years ago when you are a bald guy and you're put in this open space which is a prison, and you start off very weak and you have to work your way up in the ladder and become stronger to survive in that sort of prison? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but at the same time, I would ask you to answer with a title, not with a description.
I allow the descriptions in my game, but okay. In that case, Enclave?
I'm afraid not. I'm gonna keep playing this till its end because it's a very short piece.
destiny. All I see is the work to be done. Nothing else matters once I have begun. Singing my song as the battle is won. I have now crafted what can be undone.
And with that, we have two guesses now. Matti.
Is this the Bard's Tale 2004 remake?
I'm afraid not. Icy Pal.
Clama fide profundis.
Oh, no.
What?
No.
Okay, tell us what it is. Stop teasing us, you teasers.
Okay, I was just waiting because I thought you were asking Icy Pal for the title that he said. Okie dokie.
I moved on, I'm over it.
This is the Black Gnarl song from the game Anvil of Dawn, a dungeon crawler back on the PC. Let's see, was it MS-DOS or early Windows? I forget which.
That is one hell of an obscure pool. You might as well have used Waxworks.
Well, it is tier 3.
Yes, it is.
I mean, the song sounded really something from Clama fide profundis.
That is all of tier 3 done. We leave behind the musical trappings.
I think Matti is going to win again.
And we come to the wonderful melody of the King's Score.
It's the King of Points, peasant. Get it right. Anyway, the King of Points decrees that in third place with 12 points is Icy Pal.
Yay, I lose again!
In second place with 17 points is Madhog thy peasant.
I did so much better than last time.
And in first place, stealing away from Madhog thy peasant, Matti Mali with 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's
okay.
Sadly, that's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't stop him.
Well,
you tried your best, but you still got.
If it's any consolation, I suppose you lose with a much smaller margin this time.
I know, right?
Okay, that sounds so condescending.
That's just rubbing salt into the wound. Even though you're trying to be nice, I understand. But anyway, you about to say, my liege?
I was about to say we're going on to the next part, right, host?
Oh yes, we are. It is time.
It time for the final battle?
It is time to meet your Vine-maker in the final battle. The final boss.
This is the final battle.
Yes.
Final battle.
Yes, here we are at the final boss.
Are there any special rules for the final boss?
It's actually more of a theme in this case. You have 3 chances to guess the question right from 2 pieces of music from one game. So this is to go with the theme of twins. So
yes, because it's the Twinsanity episode. Well played.
I hope you're ready. Madhog.
This is not Pandora's Tower, is it?
It is not Pandora's Tower.
You have 2 guesses left, peasant.
Matti Mali.
Dragon Guard?
No, but I do see why you would think that. Icy Pal.
Evil Twin Cyprian's Chronicles.
Chronicles.
You have pulled that from your ass, and it's not a real title.
It is a
It
real
is
video
real
game.
title.
Is it?
It is a real game.
Yes.
Evil
Would it
Twin
be-
Cyprian's Chronicle.
It would have been very funny if this was your final boss, and also very appropriate.
Right. Okay, I'll end the first track. Each of you have already made one guess, and no one has got it.
This isn't even our final form, peasants.
Guys, I want you to prepare yourselves for something.
Okay, this is going to be something completely different and yet from the same game, is it?
Yes.
What is this monstrosity?
Matti Mali?
Is this I Divine Suburbancy?
No, it is not. Okay, I think that's enough. Madhog.
Yes, is this the Beatles video game?
It is not the Beatles video game, but they are homaging a band. Icy Pal.
Darkstalkers.
It is not. You have one more guess each. Do you want to take the guess? And remember,
Yes.
it is okay to be confidently wrong.
Wait, don't we have one more track for this
Nope.
final battle?
Just, it's 2 tracks, I said.
Oh, I thought you said 3 tracks.
Nope. 3 guesses, 2 tracks, 1 game.
The theme is twins, not triplets.
So,
Unless you're the 3rd secret one, I see, pal.
I think he
I'm-
might be at this point.
I mean, wasn't I decided to be earlier in this chat to be the honorary third brother?
yes, apparently so. But anyway, do you want to take one last guess?
Sure, after everyone else.
Okay. Who wants to
You-
go first?
Do we need to listen to it again, or do we just
You want
take
to listen?
guesses?
Yeah, does you want to listen to more of this at least? I mean,
Sure, why not?
listen to this. Icy Pal.
No More Heroes 3.
No, no more heroes would not have such music.
I don't know. I have never played them. Just watched some Let's Plays.
So
Yes,
it's Matty and Madhog left on the board.
yes, and will any of them take the plunge of guessing?
Oh, they're homaging the Queen. I get it now.
You are correct. They are homaging Queen.
This was not my guess. I was just commenting out loud.
It is not. It is not a guess I take. So, anyway, are either of you two going to guess, or should we consider it
I mean,
done?
No,
I,
I don't have. I have nothing.
Okie dokie.
Uh,
Madhog,
Just Madhog then.
what would you like to guess, Madhog?
Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
I knew.
I have nothing.
And your answer ends this with a whimper, I'm afraid. Because this is from a game called Air Twister. It is a game made by the same person who made Space Harrier for mobile phones at first, and then brought it to PC. And the music not only homages Queen, but is a lawsuit away from homaging Queen. So much so that certain pieces of music homage Bohemian Rhapsody way too much.
I mean, yes, after listening to it for a minute, I realized, oh, this is a quote-unquote homage to Queen. Except
Yeah.
with a slightly worse singer.
Yes.
Yeah, I
But-
wasn't even sure. Was it English or Swedish?
It is English, I assure you.
This
Because
person
they-
had a bit of an accent.
Yes, because the song title is called Princess Mystique.
So
And the-
yes, you really pulled an obscure one, as you promised.
Yes, as I said, this is the only one I felt was final boss material, even after all the ones you thought were final boss material.
Well, congratulations to Matti for once again winning.
Huzzah!
Congratulations.
Continues.
The Kings-
I am looking forward to go back conducting this show.
The king shall award Matti Mali with the crown for the show. Well done. You are the new king.
I
of
swear.
Points.
You call somebody a king once because you wanted to pay a compliment and it goes right on
Thank
their
you,
head.
my beloved subjects.
And with that, the show is over. And sadly, we must call it an end. But you know, we might return.
No.
That could be a thing.
No.
Yes.
We could return.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You are not the king, you don't get to decide.
Oh,
I'm above the king. I'm God. I created this show.
Well, time
we
to kill
can
you.
copy this twin thing and some show be hosted by the Finnish guys.
Listen, okay, all jokes aside, I like the idea of occasionally alternating the cast when it comes to conducting the show. It
Oh,
makes
yeah.
things more fresh and it lets us be exposed to different tastes in music and video games and different ideas on what goes on tier 1, let me tell you. I'm not over it. Street Fighter 2 is tier 1. Sunset Riders is tier 2. I'm dying on this hill.
Hey, it was tier 1 under these specific special rules of this session.
So, with that said, I bid you all adieu and good night. And thank you for coming. Thank you, contestants, for always having fun with us. And I had fun as well with you all. It was great. It was great to share some of the musical knowledge I have.
Guy.
And we may not be back for another several episodes, but let us see. The future is never set in stone.
I have only one thing to say to that.
Yes. Good night and take care, one and all.
Hooray.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And